that we ascribe to love, right?
Yeah. And we see this romantic. So I feel like there's this, and I think I'm pretty good at getting that intimacy where there's this deep.
But is that because we discuss that more? Like we're aware of it more.
I think it's because we search for it more. Yeah. We assert it more. I'm always looking for this.
Yeah, but that's true.
But there's
but maybe we're our own worst enemies, as we just discussed, right? We're looking for it, right? We're not humble enough. Yeah.
But then I think then the other intimacy, which I think eludes us, which is the intimacy which we get with our parents, but you can have with a relationship with a spouse or something, which you have to, is that intimacy to be able to shout at each other, or to be able to I don't know,
argue, right?
Fling toothpaste, or I don't know, whatever, or just hang out, just hang out in your pajamas. And
not everything has to be a show, right? Not everything.
No, exactly.
Everything is comfortable. As in you can be yourself.
Yeah, exactly. To let go of everything, to just take all your clothes off.
So is that why
physical clothes?
That's why it's so much easier to be intimate in the park, right? Or intimate with this higher power, because you can just be yourself.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Do you think you've ever been yourself in a relationship? I don't think I ever have. I think I'm always, even if I don't realize it, my guard is always slightly up.
Yeah. For me too. Yeah. And also, I think, so I do have an issue with as in you're a very angry man. I think that comes across. It definitely comes across in the podcast. The opposite. I'm not angry.
Yeah.
And
so when someone is angry towards you, you just shut down?
Yeah, exactly. So I've just got an intolerance to anger in general, in myself and in other people.
But is that because you just can't understand why someone would be angry in that moment, or?
I guess, I don't know, I want to be respected, or I want...
But people can be angry at people they respect and love, right?
Yeah,
that's intimacy, right?
That's what it is, and I think I need to learn how to do that. But still, and I don't even know if I don't think I really want to let go of it, because I want to live in a society where we are kind
and kind to each other.
But I think a kindness that I don't give to other people is the kindness to allow them to shout at me.
So you think being one of the examples of being kind is allowing people to shout at you?
Well, yeah, I think giving them the space to just be how they
be themselves, right?
Yeah, and just find life hard and throw it at me.
So that's something I find.
But I don't do it to them, so then I feel like there's this kind of I don't like that they're throwing all their shit at me, and I've got my own shit, and I'm not throwing it anywhere.
No, I think that's something I find really difficult as well. We're quite, I don't know, are we quite intense people to be around, do you think?
Yeah, we can do. When you're should we podcast tonight? I'm like, God.
Yeah.
I've got to have a nap.
I don't know, I think I go into evenings with set ideas of what I want to achieve from that evening, and we allow spontaneity. But do we allow too much spontaneity? Or, I just think in all things in life there has to be balance.
Wait, you do? You're always contradicting me on this point.
No, but that's what you think. But I do think with regards to humility and ego, there needs to be a balance. And I potentially don't think we've achieved that balance.
So I don't know why do we need ego? Why don't we just have humility?
No, but if we're humble and submissive as we are to this higher power, then there's potential.
We'll be on the streets
No, but there's potential that I don't think we would be happy if we were submissive to our partner, our spouse, completely submissive, and I don't think we would be happy.
I think there's lots of things. Well, maybe they wouldn't be happy. I think there's also gender roles that come into play, and sort of thing. I think people don't want, not even gender, but people don't want a pushover or something. Yeah,
or someone they can walk all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also don't want someone who's going to do the opposite, right? I think someone just wants someone.
But I think, there's a humility isn't a pushover. It's just it's like contextualizing yourself within the context of force. And so if you actually understand that, a very deep humility, and you understand that the things that are occurring in this world and are happening to you are not other people or even you're doing, they are just this manifestation of an unfolding nature. If you have that perspective, then you can't be wronged by anyone. You can't be...
Yeah, but I think we do both have that perspective, right?
I don't know.
We don't have... But then that might be why we're so flippant with regards to...
We have a perspective of that perspective, but not the perspective itself.
Yeah, maybe we don't apply it. And also, we're very flippant with regards to attachment and connections. Okay, maybe I am more than you. But I don't know if that's... Like it's weird.
But what are you saying? Like in relation to intimacy?
In relation to intimacy, like everyone, I think a lot of people tell me I have a fear of intimacy, but really, I think it's just my ego getting in the way, and my ego is telling me that I'm potentially too good for these people.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Wait, you're talking about like romantic?
Romantic. Yeah. Talking with regards to romantic intimacy. I think with regards to my parents, I have a very healthy, intimate relationship with them.
But then what is like? But what were you talking about spontaneity? How does that relate?
How does spontaneity relate to intimacy?
Yeah.
So with regards
too much spontaneity.
Yeah, when I think there's too much, I think that everything. So I think intimacy is something that requires structure.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like I know how to be intimate with God, right? I know where I can go to be intimate with God. But I feel like in the relationships that I have, I don't have that special space where I can go and be intimate with that person. And I don't mean sex, and I don't mean in a physical level, just mean in this emotional level. Like I know if I have a bath, I'll find the spiritual sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I have a bath with a girl, I don't have that context.
No, but there are loads of things for that. Like, yeah, having a bath with a girl. Like, I think more people in this world will say, like, having a bath with a girl is intimate than finding God in the bath. I think it's only me and you who find God in the bath, right?
Yeah, but that's why I can't have a bath with a girl, because I'm like, God is already here.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the bath with God? Right?
And God will see me naked.
Yes. God will judge me.
I mean, that is the thing. That is the strange thing that we talk about intimacy with God, but everybody's so scared to have sex with God in a way, right? So if they have a picture of Jesus next to their bed, they always turn it down.
Yeah, that's very true. Right? Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, but is Jesus God?
No, but he's like, representative.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, okay, I can get on board with that. But it's just, I don't know, like, I get very annoyed when people say that you have a fear of intimacy. Like, because I think we have a complete understanding of what intimacy is, as we've just highlighted.
Yeah, so I have
but I don't think we have a fear of it.
I do, for sure.
You have a fear of it?
So I have a fear of...
What is your fear of?
No, I told you there's two types of intimacy, right? One was the sort of poetic, grand, like...
You have a fear of that one?
No. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Right? And I like lust after it and find it everywhere and create spaces for it to open up.
But then once it opens up, we run away from it.
Yeah, once something deeper starts to like evolve,
manifest it, we run away. Yeah.
So I don't know if I run away, but it's just like it's not even. So no, that intimacy of just being able to just hang out and shout. I do want that. Like I actually want that, and that's kind of. But I don't know if I feel very like I'm very well kind of evolved or practiced in that.
Yeah, but it's part of that because we associate, just hanging out with somebody. So this is what I mean by spontaneity. I mean, I never get to that space where I can just hang out with someone. I always no, let's go and eat out. Let's go and do this. Let's go and do this. Like I never get to that spot where we can just hang out and be comfortable on a sofa in front of the TV. And that's what I'm trying to get to. That emotional closeness, that emotional intimacy, I don't think I've ever experienced. I can just hang out.
I think I can now.
Yeah?
I think that's because I got sick and I have to spend a lot of time doing those sort of things.
With a partner, right?
Well, I do them by myself. I can't be running around taking drugs at 4 a.m. with some some girl. So we'll just stay at home and hang out and watch.
So that's beautiful. So you've already existed in that space that you're so fearful of, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what. But I also find that quite tiring. There's something quite hard that it demands a certain amount of myself that being alone doesn't. I even struggle to sleep with somebody else because it's because I don't know. I'm conscious of someone else's presence, and I think this might actually have something to do with us being I don't know, Indian or because I feel like there's this. We've been brought up in very hospitable kind of mindset.
Yeah, that's very true. We should always be conscious to other people, and the guest always chooses what to eat or whatever.
So if my parents really struggle to have people coming around because they have a sort of a set way of what it means to have people around.
Yeah.
And it's not just they can come and hang out. It's you got to feed them and you got to do this. It's too much hard work.
Quite stressful.
So I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
And I feel that permeates into some of our relationships and stuff.
I never thought about it that way. Yeah, maybe that's why I always feel this constant urge to be entertaining someone that I'm with, right? Yeah. If they're in my home.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just okay just to hang out. And they're just they don't need to be entertained or they don't need to entertain. Whereas I give people my full attention and I also sort of demand it.
This is why I didn't want to do this podcast. we open up too many holes in our
This is just like therapy.
This is therapy, right? This is therapy.
Yeah.
And it's listened to what, like 20 people, 30 people. But I think we do open a lot of flaws in ourselves. But I don't know. Like it creates this level of awareness. But my issue with awareness is, even if I'm aware of things, will I change my things?
Well, I don't know. They do say like a lot in like. Well. It doesn't have to be necessarily like an active change. It can be a shift through an awareness, right? So you can become aware of something, and kind of just moving it. I think like in psychology, the moving from a subconscious to a conscious actually brings it, like further out, like out into the
out into the space, right?
To like
and it gives it more chance to exist.
More chance to exist. Less chance. We don't want this problem.
Right?
Yeah,
but
if you see your flaw, and then you become conscious of your flaw, right? Isn't that what you're saying?
Yeah, but now that I'm conscious of my flaw, I want to see it in action.
Okay. So I think there's a problem when you start noticing a flaw, and then you tell yourself that flaw again and again. It's like you start superimposing it, and it makes it worse.
Yeah.
But if you can bring it out and let it go, then that's greater.
Well, maybe we should record this podcast again next year and see if we still have these intimacy issues.
Yeah.
I mean, perceived intimacy issues.
Perceived intimacy issues.
Yeah. Actually, maybe people could email in who've had experiences with us. Not intimate issues, but just what they think, if they think that we have intimacy
or
issues.
Or if you have intimacy issues, or... Well, I don't know.
No, maybe that's quite a nice place to round. Actually, so if we're going to round this off, what would you say? Because we discussed, didn't we, that maybe we should round off these podcasts.
Yeah, but I think that's nonsense. But we might as well do it. Rounding off.
Yeah. People like these take-home messages, right?
Yeah, it's true. So, I mean, I would say that, like a great thing, what's helped me a lot in life is just to actually recontextualize your relationships that you have with people and the people that you spend time with. And recontextualize how many people would love to spend time with that.
Well, remember,
person.
Everybody is a celebrity in somebody's eye, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's a very cliche message, but I think it's very apt.
Yeah.
And maybe people should start thinking that way.
Yeah. I don't know if it's cliche. It's a bit cheesy, but it's like I don't think I've heard it many.
Yeah, sorry, it's cheesy. It's maybe potentially not cliche. Well, it will be after.
Yeah, it will be now
after we launch this episode.
Yeah,
exactly.
In the public sphere.
Wicked. Thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you.